Ever had your flight being delayed before? I did, and I was super annoyed. Bet you would feel the same too if it happened to you, right? Wasting your time at the airport and all that stuff. But here's the deal on flight delays in the US. By law, airlines aren't exactly obliged to compensate you on delays. You're only in the refund zone if your flight straight up gets cancelled and you choose to not rebook it. But here's the juicy part. When I got my flight delayed, I walked away with more than what I was promised. How did I do it? Let me spill the beans on the script I used to charm my way into getting travel vouchers, bonus miles, and a free meal. So here are some tips for maximizing delayed flight compensation. Number 1, know what compensations you are entitled to in the US. Before demanding for any sort of compensation, the first step is to understand what you're actually entitled to. So let's talk about canceled flights. The good news is most airlines will try to get you on the next flight to your destination without making you pay for anything extra. But if you don't feel like hopping onto the next flight, you are legally entitled for a refund. Now, what about delayed flights? Just so you know, airlines don't necessarily hand out compensations just because a flight is fashionably late. The only time they would ever cough up some cash is if you get bumped from an oversold flight. Secondly, look for travel insurance. Here is a nifty little tip that I found out. Your travel insurance could actually be your superhero in situations like a flight delay. That is, if you're lucky enough to have one. Lol. Most of these policies come with trip delays and interruption perks, which come in handy to cover your meal costs and hotel stays if needed. Well, of course, getting travel insurance means that you're going to be paying a bit extra, but on the bright side, whatever it is, you're already covered. Also, if you didn't know, a bunch of credit cards out there also offer trip insurance without you even knowing, as an awesome bonus if you paid for your trip using that credit card. So definitely worth looking into. Number 3, hacks to negotiate with airlines. Let me share with you an experience I had with a flight delay earlier this year, which I was compensated for. And I've got to say, it was much more than I expected to get. I was quite impressed. So this is the Southwest delayed flight compensation. Basically, this is what happened on my first flight of the year with Southwest Airlines from Oakland to St. Louis with a layover in Denver. The whole drama unfolded when the Oakland flight decided to arrive fashionably late, causing myself and 20 others to miss our St. Louis bound flight. We only missed it by a tad bit. Damn. Although Southwest did the auto rebook for us, unfortunately, that also meant that our layover would be super long with a 2 a.m. arrival time at St. Louis. Obviously, not being too happy with the situation, I made my way to the Southwest customer service desk. After some small talk, I laid it out and this is what I said. I'm landing nearly 3 hours late, which means my ride home is a no-go. Any chance for you guys to offer some kind of compensation? Well, turns out they don't organize rides home, so I asked what else they could offer instead. I was surprised because they then offered me a $100 voucher for future Southwest flights. What? Something you won't be able to hear from many airlines out there. I totally hit the jackpot for this one. They printed out the voucher and then I thought to myself, why don't I try my luck a little bit more? So I then casually asked, hey, any chance I could get some meal vouchers too? And I got one. I was a happy gal. By the way, there is actually a way you could check what an airline owes you if they are causing flight disruptions. I did some research and found this. Better take your notes, guys. Pick up your phone and search for the airplane customer service dashboard. And when you're there, find your airplane on the table that you're flying with. Over there, you will find the full list of how the airline should compensate you if they cause a delay. And now you will never be blindsided again. Number 4, you gotta act quickly. If it really wasn't your day and unfortunately your flight gets delayed or worst, canceled, you need to move fast. Get yourself rebooked ASAP or find some alternative plan before all the seats vanish like magic. Because let's face it, at that point, it's the peak of the moment where everyone is just rushing to get onto the next flight. Being a savvy shopper is great, but when you're on a mission to reach your destination ASAP, just grab that next available flight that fits your budget and get out of there. Whether your flight gets canceled or there are just unexpected delays, knowing your rights and how to navigate airline compensations could be of great use to you in the future. Understand it and use it as your secret weapon. If you found this information helpful, do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more Save Your Penny tips. Ta!